Welcome back everybody to another Geometry Dash 2.2 tutorial. What we're going to be doing today is going to be platformer Autoscroller, and I think you guys are going to like this, and we're going to make it very customizable so that you can pretty much design your level as you want, and it's always going to be like an Autoscroller so that it's very cool. So as always, my tutorials are always super duper beginner friendly, so slap the subscribe right now and let's just begin. So to start off, I would say let's just make the stage. Let's say you just want to have a platformer level that's, very simple like that, has a few blocks here, and then there's that. And this is pretty easy to do, to just make the camera kind of go to the right. But then let's say, how about you want to, want the camera to slightly go up, while it's going to the right. You want to now switch direction and go to the other side. So right now I'm just making random gameplay just to make sure that we can get through it. And let's say something like this, right? And let's just add random structure over here. And it is very important when you're making these that the gameplay is fun to play. Why? Because it's going to be an auto scroll, so it's going to be pretty intense, I would say. So having structures like this where you have to go left and right, or one thing that you can also do is something like this, like that. I have no idea how to do it, but I think the space is just a bit too small, so something like that. I think you guys get the idea. It's just so that the player has to go to the right and then to the left, because if there's going to be like a wall in here that's going to come into you, it's going to get crazy. So now let's just make it go down. We're going to do something like this. Let's just do a staircase like so. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop it right here, and you're gonna have to click something in order to, so the camera is just gonna stop here, and this thing is gonna be red, and you're gonna have to click a bunch of things in here, and if you click them, that's when this guy is gonna be destroyed and you can exit, and the camera is gonna start following you instead. So yeah, let's just begin. And the first thing you want to do is add a camera guide, this one right here. And this one's very helpful because it shows you where the boundaries of the screen are going to be. So by adding it, now go to the edit group and just give it a group ID and add a static trigger. Static camera, go to the edit object, give it 1 and make it follow. If you want to do easing, you can. I'd really recommend using the easing, and just do duration 0. And now the camera is always following this thing, and you guys can see that the boundaries are literally like perfect. So now we need to move the camera and also have a wall that's going to come after you. So to do that, I would highly recommend you use the keyframing system. The reason for that is because it is the most customizable system, and it's also, if you have a path like this, so our current path is something like that, right? And let's say later on you want to expand, then all you have to do is simply just copy and paste it. So but if you want to use move triggers, it's going to get very weird. So our goal is to basically move this camera here, up and then right, and so on. So to do that, we're going to add this keyframe thing, and we're going to go to edit group, and we're going to go to a new layer by clicking this plus and then go to layer, and there we go. So now we just copy and paste it and put it right here. Also, another thing I would highly recommend, I'm not too sure if this is going to work, I don't think I've ever tested it, but going to edit object, and in here you want to give it 1, because this is the object that we want it to follow, right? And now what you can do is preview the art. So if you go over here, you can go to preview art and then update art, and that should make the camera basically be, instead of this keyframe. So you guys saw that the keyframe used to look like this, but now it's disappeared, right? And that's because we previewed the art. And I think you have to make this a parent, and now go to the keyframe and go to update art, and you guys can see that our keyframe is literally a camera guide. So if you click on it, you guys are going to see that this is actually a keyframe. One unfortunate thing is that it doesn't actually have the boundaries, but there is actually a very cool way to do that yourself. So I'm just going to go ahead and move this up. And I think this is also very important because we need to really know where the camera is going to be. So we're just going to build it ourselves. We're going to add a line like that. We're going to copy and paste it, rotate it, move it down. So it doesn't have to be exact, but just like approximate. So something like that. And then this is where the preview art comes in. This is like the best thing ever. Okay, so now we have made it like that. And now make sure that everything in here has the group ID of 1. and this one only is parent, but these guys are just normal ones. So now also, let's just make sure that the preview opacity is a bit low because we want to see these guys. So now by bringing this back to here, now you guys will see that if we go to the keyframe over here and we do update art, we are literally going to have the boundaries exactly as we want. So that is literally perfect. So now go to here, update art and also preview art, and you guys can see that it's just perfect. So now it depends if you want to do that and then like a, you know, diagonal thing, but I would recommend just going to the right and then just kind of making it scroll up. And now I realize that the layout isn't really fitting, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do select all right, and I'm gonna make it a bit more, you know, yeah, I think something like this would look pretty cool. So let's just have, I don't know, like something like that, just to make it a bit more intense. And to make sure that we can actually get there, I'm just gonna add like 2 random orbs right here, and also a pad. And to make this a bit easier, we're gonna do something like this. So now the camera can move freely. Check this out. So we can move it to here. Let's say we move it to somewhere around here. And now we want to copy and paste it and just move it up. And you guys can see now that we have made the system, it's basically perfect. So now we want to move it to the right. And again, this is way too short. And always feel free to like adjust your gameplay. Okay, now we have copy pasted all of that. But always make sure to like change your gameplay if it doesn't fit with what you're trying to do. And then here, and finally, what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually gonna extend this room because I wanted to like fill in the entire screen. And now we can just copy and paste this and make sure that these are the boundaries. So cool. Now what you want to do is select all of the keyframes and give them a group ID of 2. Okay, so now it is really simple. All you have to do is add a keyframe. In here you can do, so the animation group ID, that is 2 and the target ID is 1. So we want to move 1 alongside the, oh my god. Okay, I don't know what, oh, my icon is actually moving because these guys that I added actually have hitbox. So that's not too great, but what you can do is really just get rid of all of them. And make sure you don't do that if you actually have a level that has these, because clicking this will actually delete all objects like this in this entire level. So since I don't really have anything, so you guys can see the camera moves perfectly on the path, but of course it's way too fast and it's really messy. So you can decide how long you want each thing to be. So let's say from here to here, I want it to take like, let's say 2 seconds. Is that good? That is way too fast. So by selecting the keyframe, edit object, let's say 5 seconds, that should be good. Yeah, so, ooh, that's actually pretty fast, because if you fall here, you're pretty much done for. So let's do like 8.5 perhaps, and go in here, falling, oops, I still have time to go back, barely, okay. That's still too little. Let's do 10. Depends on the difficulty that you want to do. If you want to go do extreme demon, just go ahead and do like 0.6 or something and let somebody be able to do that, because some people are insane at platformers, so maybe they're gonna be able to. So if this distance is 10, then this one is probably about 5, I would say. Since you have to go left and right, maybe it's enough. And then from here to here, it's, I would say 15, because there's left and right. And from here to here is, I don't know, let's do 7. And from here to here, it's probably just 5. So now it's really just about playtesting it and seeing if it works fine. Now I'm gonna do it so that there's a spike wall right here, or what you can just simply do is just, you know, have the camera boundaries literally kill you. And oh my god, this part is literally impossible. Just make sure you don't have such parts. I mean, you're gonna be able to notice that if you just playtest the level right. So one thing I saw here that was really annoying is that the camera is going here and it's just instantly going up, which I don't like. So what I'm going to do is select the first keyframe, copy and paste it to, okay, I'm going to update the art on it as well. Ooh, now we have updated it and we have deleted the lines, but it doesn't really matter anyway. So I'm going to make the camera be... So from here to here, I want it to last for about 2 seconds. Actually, let's do 3. So this is basically the pause time. So we're going to add it right on top of it, so that basically what we're trying to do is from here, from this one to here, it's going to take 10 seconds. And then from this to this, it's going to take 3 seconds. And since they're exactly on the same spot, the camera is basically just gonna stay there for like 3 seconds. So yeah, I think this is, oh my god, wait, falling in here is a death sentence. So we do not want to do that. Either you add spikes to make sure that the player sees that is you know, no way to go, so yeah, he doesn't accidentally fall there. So now let's hope the camera actually stays there. It stays there, perfect. And now we have enough time. Actually, 3 seconds is way too long. So select it. Let's do, I think 1 second. 1 second should be good because you can see that there are pads. So you should know that you should go up. So let's just go ahead and give it a try. I would highly recommend not adding spikes on the right side of the screen at least, because it won't make the player be too happy if he's speedrunning it. Oh my god, this is actually not that easy. What the heck? Wait, that's actually kind of fun. Okay, that was a bit of an intense moment right there, but that's exactly what we're trying to do. So we want to make sure that we go back. Okay, this is a bit too long in here, so I'm gonna have to adjust it. And now it starts going down, and yeah, this is also a bit too slow, so, and this is also too slow. So this one is 5, let's make it 3.5, and this one is also slow, let's make it 5, and that one was a bit too slow, so let's do 12. And yeah, this looks pretty cool. However, now let's actually add this spike wall. So I want to do something like this, and what we're going to do is like that. Then select everything, bring them onto a new layer just so that everything is perfectly organized. And let's just do, I don't know, like something very simple like so. And now just copy and paste it, copy and paste it, copy and paste it. Actually, that's a bit too much, but now this wall, what we're going to do is give it 3. Now I'm thinking you could give it the same ID as this one. However, what's going to happen then is that, well, we can try it, and we're gonna see that so the spike wall is always going to be there. Obviously, you can decide if you want to have it way back or not. I think this is fair to let you know that yeah, you better hurry up, otherwise you're going to be crushed to death. But now the problem is that the spike wall basically goes up too, which is not what we want. So what you could do is just hide the ground, and then we're just gonna add, actually I'm not gonna add anything, we're just gonna yoink this one, copy and then paste, and we're gonna add it right here. You can adjust the blocks if you really want to, but yeah, this is just for the tutorial. So then maybe copy and paste that, bring this onto 3, and then you can do so that we move 3 up by, let's say, I don't know, how much is that? So 1, 2, it's 2, so it's 190, and we're gonna move it on a linear. So how long did this one take? It took 5 seconds. So also I'm gonna do this a bit diagonal just to make it a bit more, you know, smooth. And this one is, so it took 5 seconds to get up there, so I'm gonna do something like actually let's just do 5 seconds as well, and that should happen as soon as we hit this thing. So to do that, we're just gonna give this a group ID of, let's say, 4, and this one's gonna be spawn triggered, and in here you want to go here and just do 5. So as soon as we hit this camera, this thing is going to be spawned. Why did I do 5? I'm not too sure. It should be 4 because this is 4. But now spawn trigger, move up, and I think everything is fine. So okay, it's actually taking too long, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add a time warp trigger because I know I'm an epic gamer. I can do that easily. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me for this video. I can do this easily, I mean, and oh my god, this is actually impossible. Okay, we have to move this down, and we gotta make sure this is actually 200 because that was actually the exact value that we need. So now doing that, yeah, the spike wall no longer, actually, oh my god, it's actually pretty hard. Okay, I'm gonna bring back the time warp to normal. This is just for testing. You should not just change the game speed like that, but I think you guys get it. So something like this. Okay, now it's getting a bit tough. So oh my god, okay, so oh my god, the spike wall is so fast. Okay, that is way too much. So let's do like a 7 or 8. Okay, now it should be better. So it's all about just changing the values, just playtesting, seeing what works the best. And oh my god, the spike wall. Okay, it is bad that we can't know that there's a spike wall. So okay, so we were safe there, and the spike wall has closed, and now the other spike wall is coming for us. And I'm gonna make your guys' task to basically make a wall in here that's gonna fall down. One hint I can tell you is that just use this thing over here, just exactly what we did, and make it move down. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start making this thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this wall and we're gonna give it a new group ID, let's say 5. And since this has the same group ID, it used to be 1 only, it's gonna stop right here. But we don't want that. We don't want it to like just stop. We want it to actually move more to the right. So it looks like this. Actually, let's give you like I don't know, like 6 seconds to actually survive this. This is gonna be group ID 6 and this one's gonna spawn 6. So now what we want to do is let's just add something that if you click like 15 times or some, it's just going to make it disable this wall. So by adding this, giving it a group, actually we don't need a group ID. Let's give the wall a group ID of 7. And what we want to do is add a toggle trigger. We're going to do 7 and we're going to do spawn trigger. So when are we going to spawn this? Well, I'm just going to go ahead and add a timer. I don't know why the font is like that, but we're going to do 1. So by adding this, edit special, giving it 1. So this is the clicks that you have done. And I'm going to move it to the left and I'm going to make it right align so that this is how it looks. And I'm going to add a text object using this one, edit object text, and we're going to do out of, let's say 10. So you have to click 10 times in order for that to work. So now, if you click this, it should bring up this counter. So adding a pickup trigger, go to edit object 1, 1. So increase the item ID 1 by exactly 1. Spawn trigger, multi-trigger, because we're going to have to hit it multiple times. Add it to a group ID and then make this spawn that group ID. You can do something like this. Claim touch, we don't need. And now this number is going to increase the more you click this. So what we want to do is after actually increasing it, we want to check, has the number reached 10? So we're going to go here, we're going to give this a group ID of 8 as well. This is item compare, it looks complicated, but it's easy peasy if you guys have watched my videos. Spawn multi-trigger, and then we want to check, is the item 1 equal to 10? If it is, then we're just going to spawn this thing, which is 9, and then we're going to do 9, so I think we're done. So let me just go ahead. How do I not start here? How do I start at the end? What if I add a start position? Yeah, that's not gonna work. Actually, we can just wait here. I think, yeah, so the wall in here, you could make it slower if you really want to, but I think we're on the time warp right now. Okay, I'm gonna be cooked now because the wall is gonna come for me, but let me just like quadruple click here so you guys can see. Oh my god, it actually worked. Okay, that's actually awesome. So now add a static trigger over here, copy, paste state, make it multi, make it exit static slowly, and yeah, that's pretty fine. I honestly think the wall is way too slow because I'm an epic gamer and I can do that pretty easily. So just go ahead and remove all the time warps and all the start positions, and you just made Autoscroller. It's a very cool level, 820 objects, and let me just give it a try. Let's see what we have crafted. Also, make sure to slap the subscribe. Right now, you can see that the wall isn't really visible, and I always forget that you actually have to add this one, and now it should work perfectly. So that should just make the blocks not appear slowly and fade in and all that. So restart, and you guys can see the wall is right there. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Actually, I'm a beginner. I just clutched this. Never mind. Okay, check this out. This is the Autoscroller. It's actually pretty cool. I love Autoscroller platformer because they're not that long and really test your skills. So this is not easy. Okay, actually, it works. Okay, so make sure you don't just add the random spikes like that. If you go like speedrun mode. But in here, I didn't add a wall. That's your guys' task. That's your homework. You're letting it under the comments if you managed to do that. And the end wall is right here, where you basically just have to click this 10 times in order to exit. And yeah, the wall didn't actually come far, and this thing is bugged because the text was like random. But fixing this and making the wall just move 200 instead of 100, or you can really check how much it is. And now it looks really messy because we have actually, like, this is the update art. If you don't want to do that, just disable preview art, and you can do that for all the keyframes. Disable that and it should be pretty clean looking. And I think that's it. So I think you guys understood now how that works. So make sure to slap the subscribe and also like. We're trying to hit 100,000 on this channel too. Also, you want to buy my product, it is also on there. You can buy that too. I would also highly recommend you guys check out the playlist that is right now on the screen, and I will see you guys over there. Thank you all for watching.